welcome back to Natty's Crafts. Thanks for joining me today. Today we're going to try to make two more Valentine's Day signs actually. One that you can use year round, but the other is a heart, so it definitely will be Valentine's Day. So if you're not yet a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe below. When we get and start watching the video, go ahead and like the video. And of course, leave a comment. Let me know what else you'd like to see in my crafts. Thanks again so much for stopping by. Let's go take a look. We'll be making this adorable heart on this first craft. Here's what we'll need. We're going to need one of the Dollar Tree slatted, I guess, hearts. They didn't have a size in there, but it's probably about 12 inches wide, 12 inches tall, I'm guessing, something like that. I chose the one with the sideways slats. You'll need this chalkboard sticker from the Dollar Tree from Crafter Square. And then you'll need 3 types of craft paper or cardstock. I chose just black and white as my theme, so just a couple different designs. Here are the tools you'll need. Either some scissors or a craft knife. Some double-sided tape came in very handy. And you could use some just like Eileen's Tacky glue or some other type of like super glue or something like that. But I chose to use a glue stick, just a regular Elmer's glue stick. And then you'll also want some Mod Podge and your favorite paintbrush or Mod Podge brush and the Dollar Tree brush cleaner. That thing is the best. So we'll start by taking the twine off of the heart. This one is a really neat one. There's little ends on it, so you just poke the ends through and the twine comes off super easy. And what we're going to do is figure out how much of the paper we need. So this is the chalkboard paper, and we're just trying to measure to see how much we're going to need. And we're just going to use the pencil. Use a pencil and just mark it out so we can then cut it out. Then we'll go ahead and just cut out that first piece. And then we're going to want to figure out which pattern we want. So I know I want the black on the second one, so probably that one, the white one above, a white one below, and then the black at the bottom. Then we're just going to do the same thing for the other 3 sheets. We're just going to measure them out, cut them out so that they fit. So we're going to go ahead and assemble it. So we're going to use the glue stick, smear it all over the back of the paper. And then I end up using that double-sided tape just on the ends, just to make sure I don't have any issues. So I am going to use that as double protection. If you use super glue or something like that, you probably wouldn't have to do that, but I'm just careful like that. So I found using my scraper for my vinyl was great to get this really flat on that wood. So I'm going to use that on all levels of the wood. Now I was nervous about that sticky tape on the back of that chalkboard sticker, so I went ahead and put some double-sided tape. Problem is, you can see it when I scrape it down and push it down hard. I didn't think of that beforehand, but yeah, you can see the tape. Now we're going to add some Mod Podge to the 3 cardstock or paper lines there, just to make sure that it stays nice and stays for a long time, and you'll be able to wipe it down or dust it or whatever when it's hanging up. So now we need to make the holes for the twine to go back through. So I'm just going to take a pencil and push through the back where I can see the hole, which will make a little bump in the front, so then it's easy to just push the pencil through in the right spot. Now we've got the Mod Podge down, so now we're going to go ahead and put the twine back in through the holes there we made. So then I wanted to add a bow to the top, so I liked this black and white buffalo check or gingham or whatever pattern you want to call that. So I started off with a rather large bow, and that basically just looked hideous, so had to start over and make it a little smaller. I'm going to use this chenille stem or whatever that you can get from Crafter's Square from Dollar Tree. And I'm going to make just a smaller bow. I'm just wrapping, I'm going to do 3 loops on each side. So that's why I keep looking and keep counting, because I apparently don't know how to count. So I'm just wrapping it around my hand in order to make a small bow, because I do like it to just be small. So I'm going to add the bow on the sign just by bending the chenille stem over the top and just twisting it around. I'm not going to glue it or anything. And that's how it's going to look. Then we're going to go ahead and get the chalkboard part of the sign ready. You have to smear chalk on it in order for it to not get the lines stuck on there. And then I'm just going to wipe it off, and then we'll write what I actually want to write on there. Next, we'll make this sign. For this, you'll need some sort of letters. Now, I used my die cut machine, but you can use stickers. And then 2 of these large love signs from Dollar Tree. And we're going to keep those metal hearts, and we're going to put those on the sign. Here are some of the tools we'll need. So, a bunch of popsicle sticks, or those craft sticks. A black marker I didn't end up using, but if you don't have the shiplap looking sign, you could use that to make that. A scraper tool to get the hearts off. The Waverly white chalk paint is what I'm using for paint. And then I had this rope. I thought of an idea of twisting it around the ends of the sign, but I ended up not using that at all. And then your favorite paintbrush, of course. And then the best thing ever from Dollar Tree is the paint cleaner. You'll also want some sandpaper as well. Here's what you'll need for the paint stir sticks. 2 at 8 inches and 8 and 5/16 inches, 2 at 10 and 7/16 inches, and 2 at 16 and 3/4 inches. That's a lot to say. So we'll start by taking off the twine that's on the back of both of these signs. Pliers make it easy for me, so that's what I use. Then you're going to sand off those little spots where those staples were. Then we're going to take off those metal hearts, and we are going to use them, so make sure you don't, tear them apart too bad. They are metal, so you're not going to really tear them apart. But just take those off. Now we are going to want to use this side of the sign since it has those shiplap looking lines that are indented into the sign. So we're going to go ahead and sand off where those hearts came off. Alright, and then we're going to start putting it together. So we're going to count out the tongue depressors or popsicle sticks or whatever. I used 10 of them, I believe. And then I'm using a wood glue gun, so there's wood glue in there, which helps out a bit. This is a Surebonder wood glue gun, and then it comes with some of those wood glue sticks as well. Now we're going to paint our sign. I'm going to paint mine white, but of course you could choose any color you like. Now I had a bit of a problem with the way my little sign indents or shiplap was looking. So I was attempting to go ahead and paint the inside of those indents to try to make them all look similar. And then later I'll go back and make them dark again, I guess. Now this is going to be my third coat of paint on this. I wish I would have just done black first. It would have been so much easier. But so on this coat I am going around all of the edges and all of the sides so that they're all white. Now we're going to go back with a pencil and make the shiplap lines look kind of like shiplap lines. So just going to use a pencil and go in those indents and just kind of draw them back in. Now where I join the signs together, there's no indent, so I actually have to just look to see where they're connected and then just draw a brand new line. Now I got my sign words off of the Silhouette Studio, and just a font I got from dafont.com, just a free font. I'm not using it commercially, so I'm using it for this design. So I'm just going to print that out, or cut that out, I guess, on my Silhouette. And then just going to use the transfer tape Just rub that down so that I can transfer it onto my sign. Now remember, you wouldn't have to use a die cutter or whatever. You can just use letters from Walmart or Dollar Tree or Target or wherever. You don't have to make your own letters. It just looks really good when you do. Now since there are those indents in the sign, I'm going to go ahead and cut the vinyl right there so that there's no issues there. So we're just going to cut across any of those lines where the words cross over. Now we're going to add the metal hearts back to the sign. And just, figure out how you like them, how you want them to look. I didn't like the one by itself, so I did decide to go with two. And I'm just going to use regular hot glue to put them down. Again, you could use E6000 or super glue or whatever other glue you wanted, but hot glue is easy for me. Now we're going to make our border or our frame for our sign. So I'm just using, again, the 5-gallon paint stir sticks, and we're just going to measure them out to make them fit around the outer edge. Now we're going to paint all of our stir sticks. And finally, it's time to start assembling. This is where your glue is going to take effect. So I am going to end up using the wood glue, not the regular hot glue. But this is where we're going to do that. And then on the back, once you've glued them together, I'm going to reinforce it with lots more glue on the back. Lots more. Now we're going to attach the sign to the frame that we just made. So just need to make sure you have enough space everywhere, it's lined up, it's even, all of that. It's so cute! Once I've got it all lined up, I'm going to go ahead and take my wood glue and wood glue it together. And when we do this, you are going to have to press down fairly hard because those signs are not even, they're not flat. So you do have to press down hard. Now I'm going to be adding a sawtooth hanger to hang this from, so we're going to go ahead and put that on the back. So since this was a large sign, I had to actually get out my tape measure to see where the middle was. So that's what I'm doing, just measuring, trying to figure out where the middle is so that I can put that hanger right in the middle so it doesn't lay crooked. Alright, so putting this sawtooth hanger in was funnier than I would have ever thought. I couldn't get it in. My little useless hammer is a little baby hammer. That thing would not hammer this sawtooth hanger in. It took me a minute. Now after everything was put together, I am going to cover the back. I'm just going to paint it. If you have that brown paper, that brown craft paper, that would be a good covering for the back. Or even a piece of cardboard would be good for the back. I'm just going to paint it though. That's easy for me. I think this is my favorite sign ever. I like it because it's just simple. It's one that can hang all year. You don't have to put it away after Valentine's Day or, you know, before Easter or after Christmas or whatever. Just leave it on the wall all day. It is just beautiful all year. I absolutely love it. And that is an R, not a V in the word more. I know it looks like a V. I know. Thanks so much for stopping by Natty's Crafts. Go ahead and hit the like button and leave a comment below on which one you liked better or what you would do differently. And go ahead and join me next time. I'm trying to post a video every Monday. So join me next time by subscribing so you can be alerted when I set up a new video. Thanks so much. Have a great one.